So resume tayo ng ating ano no, ating lecture. So medyo naputol dahil nag-brown out. So number 15. So ito yung formula niya no, yung volume is makukuha natin gamit yung area times thickness. So substitute na natin. So ilan yung inertia? 18.31. So 18.31 kilogram per kilogram to meter squared. So kilogram to meter squared equals 1/2 times yung mass natin is density. So ilan yung density? So ang density natin is 7,850 kilogram per meter cube. So 7.85 times 1,000. Kaya naging ano siya, density times specific gravity. So times volume. So times volume na area. So ang area natin dito pi over 4 times diameter. So times 0.65 meter squared times yung thickness. Then times radius squared. So ang radius natin is 0.65. So ang radius natin guys is ang radius is 0.65 over 2 squared. So meter squared. So makacancel dito yung meter squared. Then kilograms. Then ang matitira na lang dito, thickness is in mm dahil makacancel rin dito yung kilograms. Then ito makacancel rin dito. Meter na lang matitira dito. No? So thickness is equal to, so makuha natin dito is 0.1331 meter. So times, convert natin. So times 1,000 mm per 1 meter. Then times 1 inch per 25.4 mm. So ilan yung makuha natin thickness dito? 5.24 inch or inches. So the answer is letter B. The next, problem number 16, which of the following is a single crystal grown by vapor deposition? So ang sagot dito is whisker. So whisker. The next, 17. So a 25-inch long cantilever spring is composed of 8 graduated leaves and 1 extra full-length leaf. The leaves are 1 3/4 inch wide. A load of 350 pounds at the end of the spring causes a deflection of 2 inches. So determine the thickness of the leaves. So anong formula ang gagamitin natin dito? So bang stress natin is equals to, so ano bang gagamitin natin formula dito guys? So may formula tayo ng leaf spring, no? So eto, meron tayong stress at saka may deflection formula. So ang gagamitin natin dito. So stress is equals to, so hinahanap kasi dito yung thickness ng spring. So yung thickness ng spring tapos may given tayong deflection. So may deflection formula. So itong formula ng deflection i-substitute natin. So ito palang formula ng stress i-substitute natin sa formula ng deflection. So stress is equals to 6FL over BT squared N times, so ito yung stress factor, Fs. Stress factor yan, no? So stress factor. Then ang deflection natin is equals to, so ito yung deflection natin. Substitute natin dyan yung formula ng stress. So 6FL so over BT squared. Then kapag multiple leaves nga pala ang stress factor natin or ang stress factor over N, so ito siya. So kapag multiple leaves, so 3, so 3 over 2 NG plus 3 NF. So, 3/2 ng plus 3nf. So, yan pa lang yung buong stress, no? So, yan yung buong stress. So, pakita ko para. Ito yung buong stress natin. Then, para sa deflection, so, substitute natin yung formula ng buong stress. So, 18, maging 18 na to, no? So, 18 FL over BT squared, then 2ng plus 3nf. Then, times length divided by thickness times E times yung FD natin. So, ang FD na gagamitin natin dito, at FD is 2/3 for multiple leaves. So, 2/3. So, ito siya. FD is 2/3 kapag multiple leaves. So, 2/3. So, magiging 18 times 2, 36 divided by 3 is 12. So, ang magiging formula na gagamitin natin. So, magiging formula natin ng deformation is equals to 18 FL squared over B T cube, 18 FL squared over BT cube E 2ng, or 12 para to, magiging 12 na lang to dahil 18 times 36 divided by 3 is 12. So 12 FL squared over BT cube E 2ng plus 3nf. So ito na yung shortcut natin, derived formula natin dyan for derived formula. So pwede ito na yung gamitin natin, no? So sa pag-compute. So wait lang. So substitute na natin yung answer ay yung mga substitute natin yung mga ano, no. So deflection is equals to 12 FL squared over BT cube E 2ng plus 3nf. So substitute na natin. So 12 times force natin. So ilan yung force? 350 pounds. Times length. So ang length natin dito is 25 squared. Then ang deflection is 2 divided by width. So ang width natin 1 3/4. So ang 1 3/4 is 1.75. Then thickness raised to 3 times E natin is 30 times 10 raised to 6. Then 2ng, so 2 times number of graduated leaves is 8 plus 3 times number of full length leaf is 1. Then ang makukuha natin dyan, so pag sinip-solve natin, makukuha natin thickness is 0.3204 inch. So ganyan lang siya, guys. So the answer is letter D. So, yun yung na-derive natin. Ito yung formula na gagamitin nyo, no? Kapag deflection for multiple leaves. So, ito, na-derive na natin sa ating formula. So, next, problem number 18, determine the torque that can be applied to a 1-inch diameter circular shaft if the shearing stress is not to exceed 8,000 PSI. So, medyo madali lang itong 18, no? Dahil stress is equals to 16T over pi d cube lang. So, formula ng stress ng shaft lang. So, stress is equals to 8,000 is equals to 16 times torque divided by pi times diameter na 1 raised to 3. So, ang torque na makukuha natin dito is 1,570 inches to pounds. So, letter A. The next, 19. For a 4-bar linkage in toggle position, the value of mechanical advantage is letter A, infinity. Then 20. So ito, 20. Ang hinahanap sa 20, find the axial force for successful coupling based on uniform pressure. So axial force ang hinahanap dito, guys. So, paano to? So, syempre, first assumption natin, so, assume uniform pressure. So, kapag uniform pressure, ang mean radius na gagamitin natin is equals to 1/3. So, ano ba mga given? So, diameter, so DO cube minus DI cube over DO squared minus DI squared. So, substitute natin. 1/3. So, ilan yung outside diameter? So, 8 raised to 3 minus 2 raised to 3 over 8 squared minus 2 squared. So, ilan to? Eight raised to 3 minus 2 raised to 3 over 8 squared minus 2 squared. So, 2.8. 2.8 inches. Then, substitute natin. So, formula natin ng torque ng clutch is equals to nagpa-farm. Then, direct sub na lang. So, torque is, so, ilan yung torque natin? So, torque, makuha pala natin si torque gamit yung power. So, power is equals to Tn over factor na 63025. So, power, naka-HP, so 40. So, torque times N natin, 1,000 RPM divided by 63025. So, makuha ang torque is, ilan to? 63025 times 40 divided by 1,000. So, 2521. So, 2521 inches to pounds. So, substitute 2521 inches to pounds is equals to number of, so, ilan yung number of clutch or number of plates? Wala. So, 1. Then, friction, 0.30. Then, FA times mean radius na 2.8 inches. So, maka-cancel sa inches. So, makukuha natin axial force dito is equals to, so 2521 divided by 0.3 times 2.8. So, 3,001.19. So, 3,001.19 pounds. So, the answer is letter C. So, next, 21. A heavy-duty slip bearing is used with good ventilation. The bearing has diameter of 2 and length of 4 inches. The load on the bearing is 1,100 pounds. So, a shaft rotates 200 RPM in the bearing. So, find the heat radiating capacity. So, also the coefficient of friction is 0.02. So, paano to? So, para makuha natin heat radiating capacity, so CH is equals to power over LD. So, yan yung gagamitin natin formula. So, syempre, kunin muna natin si power. So, kunin muna natin si power, no? So, dapat ang power natin naka-BTU per minute. Then, yung area is naka-square inch. So, kunin muna natin si power. Power can, para makuha natin si power, Tn over factor 63025. So, syempre, kunin muna natin si torque. So, torque is equals to So, friction times force times radius. So, ilan yung friction natin? 0.02. Then, force, 1,100 pounds times radius na. So, diameter, radius is 1 inch. So, ilan to? So, torque natin is 22 inches to pounds. And then, substitute natin dito para makuha yung power. So, torque 22 inches to pounds times N na 200 RPM divided by 63025. So, yun ang lalabas dito. So, 0.0698 HP. Then, i-convert natin into BTU per minute. So, times 42.4 BTU per minute per 1 HP. So, lalabas is 2.96 BTU per minute. Then, saka natin i-substitute dito sa formula ng ating heat radiant capacity. So, power is 2.96 BTU per minute per length natin na 4 inches. Then, diameter na 2 inches. So, yan ang lalabas. 0.3702 BTU per minute to inches squared. So, the answer is letter C. The next 22. So, dito sa 22, easy question lang. Hinahanap lang si dedendum. So, 14.5 degree pressure angle. So, for 14.5 degree pressure angle, so gagamitin nating dedendum is 1.157 over diametral pitch. So, 1.157 divided by diametral pitch na 2.5. So, ang sagot dito is 0.462 inches. So, ang sagot dito is letter A. The next 23, mechanical impact devices that accept material smaller than approximately 4 inches. So, ang sagot dyan is agitator ball mills. So, next 24, a design requirement for a pogo stick is a spring that will compress 18 centimeters when a 100 kilogram person drops 1 meter. What is the required spring constant? So, para makuha natin spring constant, so weight times height plus deflection is equals to 1/2 K deflection squared. So, alam yung weight natin, 100 kilogram times 9.81 para maging Newton. So, para maging Newton times height na 1 meter plus 0.18 meter. So, yung deflection is 0.18. Yung height is 1 meter is equals to 1/2 times K times 0.18. So, ang deflection is 0.18. So, 0.18 meters squared. So, makuha natin K dito is 71,455 Newton per meter. So, equal siya sa 71.4 kilonewton per meter. So, the answer is letter B. The next 25, what is the maximum allowable length between supports for a 2.5 inches diameter shaft that has no bending load except its own weight? So, ang length natin is equals to 8.95 times diameter raised to 2/3. So, dapat yung length dito naka-fit. Yung length na makuha natin dyan naka-fit and yung diameter naka-inches. So, ano to, no? So, formula natin to sa shafting, no? Kapag sinabing no bending load except its own weight. So, no bending load except So, no. So, substitute. So, length is equals to 8.95 times 2.5 inches raised to 3. Or raised to 2/3 pala. So, equals 16.49 feet. So, very easy. The next 26, a 1,000 pounds flywheel has a torque capacity of 2,600 foot-to-pounds. The speed is to be maintained between 100 and 120 RPM. The effect of the arms and hub accounts for 10% of the rim weight. Find the mean diameter of the flywheel. So, hinahanap natin yung hinahanap natin dito guys? Yung mean diameter. So, may given tayong kinetic energy or torque. So, alam natin formula ng kinetic energy ng flywheel. So, 1/2. So, mass ng flywheel. So, mass ng flywheel. Then, pi mean diameter squared times N1 squared minus N2 squared. So, dapat itong mga speed natin is naka-revolutions per second. So, paano to guys? So, kunin muna natin si mass ng flywheel. So, mass ng flywheel is equals to weight ng flywheel over G. So, since meron tayong given na the effect of hubs and arms account for 10% of the rim weight. So, kasi alam natin na weight ng flywheel is equals to weight ng rim plus weight ng arms and hub. So, weight ng flywheel natin. So, ilan ba yung... So, sabi niya 10% daw ng weight ng rim. So, weight ng rim plus 10% ng weight ng rim. So, ilan to? 1 plus 10% is 1.1. So, 1.1 or 1.10 weight ng rim is equals to weight ng flywheel. So, isa-substitute natin dito. So, 1.10. So, weight ng flywheel. So, given kasi is weight ng... So, ito kasi weight ng rim yan, no? Weight ng rim yan. So, 1.10 times 1,000 pounds is equals to 1,000. So, ilan to? 1,000 times 1.1 is 1,100 pounds. So, substitute natin dito. So, 1,100 over 32.2. So, yung substitute nating mass ng flywheel. So, kinetic energy. Ilan yung kinetic energy natin? 2,600 foot-to-pounds is equals to 1/2 times mass ng flywheel. So, 1 divided by 32.2. So, unit nito is pounds. Then, times pi times mean diameter. Yan yung hinahanap natin, mean diameter. Squared times, ilan yung n natin? So, 120 revolutions per minute. Divide ng 60 para maging RPS. Kasi dapat ang unit nitong dalawang to is naka-RPS. RPS dapat yan. So, 120 over 60 squared minus 100 over 60 squared. So, shift solve, makukuha natin si mean diameter. So, ang mean diameter dito is naka-fit. So, ang lalabas dito is naka-fit na. So, 2,600, shift solve. 1/2 times 11 over 32.2. times pi alpha x squared times 120 over 60 squared minus 100 over 60 squared. So shift solve. Makuha natin diameter is 3.55. 3.55 feet. So 3.55 feet times 12 inches per foot, per 1 foot. So ang sagot is 42.63 inches. So yan na yung sagot. 42.78 inches. So guys, may correction pala tayo dito, no? So, kaya pala, may correction tayo. So ito, weight ng flywheel mismo tong 1,000. So ibig sabihin, kung weight ng flywheel na yan, hindi na natin papansinin tong weight ng arms and hubs. So hindi natin papansinin yan, guys. So ibig sabihin, yung mismong weight ng flywheel natin, 10, so mismong weight ng flywheel natin is equals to 1,000 pounds. So 1,000 pounds ang mismong weight ng flywheel. So 1,000 substitute natin dito. So 1,000 dapat to. So ulitin natin. So calcu. So 26 is equals to 1/2 times 1,000 divided by 32.2 times pi or times pi alpha x squared times 120 over 60 squared minus 100 over 60 squared. So shift solve, makuha natin yung 3.72. So 3.72 times natin ng 12. 3.72 times 12 is 44.64. So 44.64 inch. So yan ang mismo yung sagot. Letter B. So mali pala tong letter D. So next, 27. So sa 27, if a driving pulley is 0.75 feet in diameter and drives a 12 inches diameter pulley, find the speed, no slip condition of the driven pulley if the driver rotates at 200 RPM. So madali lang to, no? N1D1 is equals to N2 dito lang. So lang yung speed natin. So speed natin, so 200 RPM times 0.75 feet times 12 para maging inches is equals to N2 times diameter 2 is, so lang yung diameter 2, 12 inches. 12 inches. So ang N2 natin, 150 RPM. The answer is letter P. So next, 28. So a short cylindrical cast iron post supports a compressive load of 20 tons. Compute the diameter of the post if the factor of safety is 10 and the compressive stress given in the table is 80 KSI. So sa 28, so stress is equals to force over area. So where stress natin is ultimate stress over factor of safety. So ganun lang siya. So ang area natin is pi over 4d squared. So ultimate stress, 80 KSI. So 80 KSI, 80,000 PSI na lang. So 80,000 pounds per inches squared per factor of safety natin is equals to, ilan yung force? 20 tons. So 20 tons times 2,000 pounds per ton, per 1 ton, divided by area. So area pi over 4 d squared. So ang diameter na makukuha natin dito by shift solve, 2.52 inches. Then times 2.54 centimeters per 1 inch. So ang sagot dito, 6.4 cm. So 6.4 cm. So the answer is letter A. So next, 29. So a square-threaded transmission screw is used in a jack has a root diameter of 2 inches and a pitch of 1/4 inches. So it is double-threaded and designed to lift a load of 10 tons. The coefficient of friction is assumed to be 0.15. So find the efficiency of the screw. So paano to, guys? So hinanap dito yung efficiency ng screw. So ano bang formula natin ng square? Efficiency ng square thread. So efficiency ng square thread. So may direct sub tayo dyan, no? So sa efficiency ng square thread, ang formula natin is tangent ng x. So may shortcut formula tayo dito, no? Tangent ng x over tangent ng x plus friction angle plus FC DC over DM. So, syempre, kunin muna natin si x. So, x is equals to, so tangent ng x is equals to LED over pi dm. So, si LED natin, number of threads times pitch. So, syempre, kunin muna natin si mean diameter. So, mean diameter is equals to di plus h. So, ang h natin na gagamitin is 7 over 16 times pitch kapag square threads, di ba? So, ito yung ginagamit natin, 7 over 16 times pitch kapag square threads. So, mean diameter is equals to inside diameter. Then yung inside diameter natin. So, yun yung root diameter, 2 inches. Plus 7 over 16 times pitch na 1/4. So, ilan to? 2.1094. So, substitute natin dito. So, tangent ng x is equals to, ilan yung number of threads? So, double threaded, no? 2 times 1/4 divided by pi times mean diameter, 2.1094. So, makukuha natin x dito is, so ilan yung makukuha natin x? 9.31489. Then, pag nakuha natin si x, so syempre kunin rin natin si friction angle. So, theta F is equals to arctan ng friction. So, arctan ng mismong given na friction. So, arctan ng friction na 0.15. So, equal yan sa 8 point. So, ilan? Arctan ng 0.15. Arctan ng 0. So, 8.53. So, substitute na natin sa ating formula. So, efficiency ng square thread is equals to tangent ng 9.31489 divided by tangent ng x, which is 9.31489 plus friction angle na 8.53 plus, so FCDC over DM. So since 0 na to, dahil wala naman tayong naman tayong given sa color, no? So 0 na kaagad yan. So makuha natin square. Efficiency ng square threads is 33%. So, pinakamalapit sa 33%, 40%. So, yun na kagad sagot. 40%. Letter C. The next 30. So, ito na naman. So, a 20-inch long cantilever spring is composed of 8 graduated leaves and 1 extra full-length leaf. The leaves are 1 3/4 inches wide. A load of 500 pounds at the end of the spring causes a deflection of 3 inches. So, determine the thickness of the leaves. So, paano natin makuha? So, di ba may formula tayo, shortcut formula natin. Deflection is equals to 12 FL cube or 12. So, dito sa 30, ito yung formula, no? So, ito yung formula ng leaf spring sa stress at saka sa deflection. So, derive ulit natin isa pang beses. So, derive ulit natin isa pang beses, no? So, stress is equals to 6FL over BT squared N times stress factor. So, ang stress factor natin kapag multiple leaves ito. So, itong pinagsama na itong Fs over N. So, yan yung gagamitin natin. So, substitute natin 6FL over BT squared. Then, ang Fs over N natin ito. 3 over 2NG plus 3NF. So, ilan to? So, magiging 18 FL over BT squared 2NG plus 3NF. Then, dito naman sa deflection, so deflection substitute na, deflection is equals to SL squared over TE times FD natin. So, ang deflection factor natin, kapag multiple leaves, ito, 2/3. So, 2/3. So, substitute natin to stress. Ang stress natin, itong buong formula na to. So, 18 FL over BT squared 2NG plus 3NF times length squared. So, times length squared divided by TE times 2/3. So, kapag sinimplify natin yan, so 18 times 2 is 36 divided by 3 is 12. So, 12 FL cube pala. So, 12 FL cube, no? Divided by B, correction lang doon sa formula natin kanina, 12 FL cube. So, BT cube E, then 2NG plus 3NF. So, ito na yung formula na gagamitin natin sa kapag multiple leaves. So, ito na lang kabisado yun yung formula para hindi na kayo mag-derive sa mismong board exam. So, 12, then yung force natin, 500 pounds. Then, length, 20 inches raised to 3 divided by width na 1 3/4 is 1.75 times thickness raised to 3 times E natin is 30 times 10 raised to 6 pounds per inches squared. Then, times 2 times ilan yung NG natin, number of graduated leaves is 8 plus 3. Yung NF natin, yung number of full-length leaves is 1. So, equals to deflection na 3 inches. So, maka-cancel dito yung pounds. Then, inches cube may inches squared. So, matitira dito, guys, is in inches. So, inches fourth, magiging inches fourth pala siya, no? So, ito kasi naka-inches din. So, inches fourth, maka-cancel inches. Inches na lang matitira dito. So, thickness is equal to 0.2522 inches. So, the answer is letter B. So, next, number 31. So, sa 31, hinanap yung moment of inertia of the solid circular steel column. So, ang formula ng moment of inertia natin, pi d fourth over 64. So, substitute lang. Pi over 64. Yung diameter natin, 70 mm times 1 cm per per 10 mm. So raised to 4. So makakuha natin dito ang sagot is 118 cm raised to 4. Letter A. The next, 32. So a torsion member is made of steel 6 inches in diameter. To save mass, it is proposed to replace it with a hollow bar of the same type of steel with a 4 inches diameter hole throughout its center. What should be the diameter of the hollow bar to be provided with same torsional stiffness? So kapag same torsional stiffness, so sa hollow shaft, no? So ang formula natin diyan, so pwede i-derive na lang natin, no? So stress ng solid shaft is equals to stress ng hollow shaft. So ang stress ng solid shaft 16T over pi times diameter ng shaft raised to 3. Then stress ng hollow shaft 16T over pi o 16T dO over pi dO raised to 4 minus di raised to 4. So magiging at yung stress ng hollow shaft, di ba? So since the same torque rin naman sila, so maka-cancel yan. 16 maka-cancel, then yung pi. So magiging ano natin dito? So matitira dO raised to 4 minus di raised to 4. So cross multiply is equals to dO ds cube. So ito yung magiging formula natin. So substitute lang. So dO raised to 4. So hinahanap yung outside diameter. Minus inside diameter na 4 raised to 4 is equals to dO times diameter ng shaft natin is 6 inches. So 6 inches raised to 3. So makuha natin dO dito is 6.35 inches. So the answer is letter C. So next, 33. So the pin diameter for a sleeve type coupling is 0.20 inches and transmitted a torque equal to 400. Find the working stress in shear for the pin assuming that the shaft diameter is 1 inch. So syempre stress is equals to force over area. Where force pwede natin makuha using 2 times torque over diameter. So 2 times torque na 400 inches to pound divided by diameter na 0.20 or ilan ba? 1 inches pala. 1 inch. 1 inch. So equals 800 pounds. So substitute natin dito. So stress is equals to 800 pounds divided by pi over 4 d squared. So diameter natin is 0.20. So 0.20 inches squared. So ilan to? 800 over pi over 4 times 0.2 squared. So 25464 PSI. So walang sagot, no? So try natin i-divide ng 2. So pag divide natin ng 2 is equals to 12,732.4 PSI. So ganun lang gagawin natin pag hindi lumabas ng sagot, no? Divide 2 or multiply by 2. So the answer is letter A. The next, 34, a pump with a mass of 40 kg is supported by 4 springs, each having a spring constant of 1,750. The motor is constrained to allow only vertical movement. What's the natural frequency of the pump? So sa 34, natural frequency is equals to square root ng K over M. Yan yung formula ng natural frequency. So yung K natin dito, K total. Kasi yung springs natin, so K is equals to 4 springs, no? So K total is equals to 4 times K ng spring. So parang sum ng lahat ng spring, no? So kaya 4 times K ng spring. So 4 times 1,750 Newton per meter is equals to, so 4 times 1,750, 7,000. So 7,000 Newton per meter. So W is equals to square root ng 7,000 divided by mass na 40 kilograms. So makukuha nating W dito, radians per second yung makukuha dito. No? So 13.23 radians per second. So the answer is letter A. The next, ito 35. So hinahanap dito, circular pitch. So meron kang given na diametral pitch, makukuha mo na kagad circular pitch dyan. So circular pitch is equals to pi over diametral pitch. So pi over 2 is equals to 1.571 inches. Then 36. So hinahanap dito, lattice spindle speed. So syempre kapag speed, cutting speed, V is equals to pi dn. So hinahanap natin dito is yung n. So yung cutting speed natin is 545 feet per minute is equals to pi times yung diameter natin is 4 inch. Divide natin ng 12 para maging foot, then n. So maka-cancel foot. Then ang magiging n natin dito is 520 revolutions per minute. So the answer is letter C. Next, 37. Sagot dito, whenever which of the following occurs whenever there is a discontinuity or non-uniformity in an object. So sagot dito, stress concentration factor. The next 38, the 4 metric ton hammer of a pile driver is lifted 1 meter in 2 seconds. What power does the engine furnish the hammer? So ang sagot sa 38. So power is equals to force times distance over time. So ilan yung force natin? 4 metric tons. So times 1,000 kilogram per 1 m-ton. So maka-cancel. Then times 9.81 syempre, 9.81 meter per second squared para maging Newton yan. Then diameter. So ilan yung diameter natin dito? Or yung distance pala yan. Distance 1 meter divided by 2 seconds. So convert natin. So times 1 HP per. So Newton to meter per second is 746 watts. So maka-cancel to. Watts kasi lahat to. So ang sagot dito is 26.3 HP. The answer is letter A. Then 39, an interrupted quenching process resulting in an austenite to bainite transition. So kapag austenite to bainite, tawag dyan is austempering. Kapag austenite to martensite, tawag dito is martempering. So tandaan nyo to. So the answer here is, since austenite to bainite, austempering, letter B. The next, 40. So hinahanap dito sa 40, yung horsepower loss due to friction. So syempre, power, makukuha natin using Tn over factor. So Tn over 63025. Then si torque, pwede natin makuha using So, clutch, nagpa-farm. So, ilan yung N natin? So, 1. Then, yung friction, 0.15. Yung axial force, 50 pounds. Then, yung mean radius. So, ang mean radius natin dito, 1.25. So, hindi pala to, ano no? So, pwede rin. 1.25 divided by 2 inches. So, torque natin dito is 4.6875 inches to pounds. So, substitute lang natin dito. So, power is equals to T, 4.6875 times yung RPM natin na 400 divided by 63025. So, makuha natin power is 0.097 HP. The answer is letter D. Then 41, a hard material. So, sagot dito sa 41, yields little before breaking. So, hindi siya katulad ng brittle material. So, hard kasi. So, it yields little before breaking. So, para pala siyang brittle material, no? The next, 42. So, a flywheel weighing 4,480 pounds has a radius of gyration of 3 feet. If there is a driving torque of 600 foot-to-pounds and a resisting torque of 250 foot-to-pounds, find the time required to increase the speed from 20 to 80 revolutions per minute. So, paano to guys? So, since meron siyang speed from 20 to 80 revolutions per minute, so ang gagamitin natin dito, ditong formula. So, torque is equals to I alpha over G. So, clutch torque ang gagamitin. Formula ng clutch torque. So, I alpha over G. So, si I makukuha natin using mk squared. So, mass times radius ng gyration squared. So, ilan yung mass natin? 4,480 pounds times radius ng gyration na 3 feet squared. So, equal yan sa 40,320 pounds to foot squared. Then, yung torque natin, so, driving torque, 600, minus mo dyan yung resisting torque. So, makuha mo dyan is 350 foot-to-pounds. Then, meron tayong torque inertia, yung alpha. So, si alpha, kung natin si alpha. So, torque natin is 350 foot-to-pounds. Then, is equals to I na 40,320 pounds to foot squared times alpha divided by G na 32.2. So, makancel dito si pounds. So, foot to pounds kasi to. Ito kasi pounds of mass to, no? So, pounds of mass yan. Pounds of mass. Ito kasi is pounds of force. So, pounds of force to. So, tayo nag-divide ng 32.2, itong G. So, pounds of mass to foot per second squared per pounds of force. So, makancel si pounds of mass. Makancel si... So, sino makancel dito? So, ito. Foot, makancel. Then, si pounds of force. So, matitira dito is... So, ang alpha natin dito... So, maka-cancel rin pala si foot squared dito dahil foot times foot squared, maka-cancel si foot squared dito. Then, matitira dito is per second squared. So, radians per second squared na matitira dito, guys. So, the answer ay yung alpha natin is 0.2795 radians per second squared. Then, para makuha natin si time, so may formula tayo, WO is equals, or W final is equals to WO plus alpha times time. So, ilan yung WF natin? So, 80 revolutions per minute. So 80 times, since revolution, i-convert natin into radians per second. So times 2 pi rad per revolution over 60 para maging radians per second to guys. Then ganun din sa WO. So ang WO natin 20 times 2 pi over 60. So para ma-convert natin revolutions per minute into radians per second plus alpha. So ang alpha natin to 0.2795 radians per second squared times time na hinahanap. So makuha natin time dito pag shift solve natin. So shift solve na natin to. So 80 times 2 pi over 60. 20 times 2 pi over 60 plus 0.2795 alpha x. So shift solve. So alpha x. Shift solve mo ko 7 point. So ilan? Para may kulang. Ito, kulang tayo ng 2. Shift solve. Shift solve. 22.5. So 22.5 seconds. So yan yung sagot. Letter A. So next, 43. So 43, a 20 inches long cantilever spring is composed of 8 graduated leaves and 1 extra full-length leaf. The leaves are 1 3/4 inches wide. So a load of 500 pounds at the end of the spring causes a deflection of 3 inches. So determine the maximum bending stress in the full-length leaf, assuming that the first extra full-length leaf has been pre-stressed to give the same stress in all leaves. So paano to guys? So since multiple leaves ang gagamitin natin, so first kunin muna natin dito guys yung thickness, no? So yung thickness natin makukuha natin using deflection is equals to 12 FL cube. So yung shortcut formula natin, no, over BT cube E over 2NG plus 3NF. So yung shortcut natin sa multiple leaves. So deflection natin 3 inches. So 3 is equals to 12 times 500 times 20 raised to 3 divided by width na 1.75 times t cube times 30 times 10 raised to 6 times 2. Ilan yung number of graduated leaves? 8 plus 3 times number of full length leaves is 1. So thickness natin dito is equals to 0.2522. So yung nakuha lang natin saan, no? Nakuha natin sa previous sa mga previous problem, ito 2522. Then para makuha natin yung stress na hinahanap, so 'di ba alam na stress is equals to 6FL over BT squared N. So ibig sabihin pag pre-stress, so kapag pre-stress kasi ang Fs natin diyan, so times Fs, 'di ba? So ang Fs natin diyan is 1 for pre-stress. So substitute lang to, 6 times times force na 500 pounds times 20 inches length divided by width na 1.75 times thickness na 0.2522 times yung N natin. So, yung N natin is equals to 8 plus 1. So, at yung gagamitin natin dito is 8 graduated leaves plus 1 at hindi na yung 2 times 8 plus 3. So, 8 plus 1 is equal to, ilan to? 59,896.2 PSI or 60,000 PSI. Then 44, a double-threaded right-hand 3 inches worm gear transmits 20 HP at 1150 RPM. So the pressure angle is 14.5 degrees and the coefficient of friction is 0.12. So hinahanap dito yung tangential force on the gear. So tangential force on the gear. So sa 44 guys, so torque is equals to tangential force times radius. So ang power natin, so sa power makukuha natin yung torque, so Tn over factor na 63,025. So ilan yung power? 20 is equals to torque times N 1150 over 63,025. So makuha natin torque dito is 1,096 inches to pounds. Then pag nakuha natin torque, makuha natin si tangential force. So 1,096 inches to pounds is equals to tangential force times radius. So ang radius natin, so meron tayong 3 inches divided by 2 is radius, para maging radius. So inches, cancel. So tangential force is equals to 730.43 pounds. So the answer is letter B. The next, 45. So sa 45 ang hinahanap, how many coils would be needed to restrict the deflection to 1 inch under the load if the shear modulus of elasticity is given as 12.5 times 10 raised to 6. So, di ba may formula tayo para makuha sa deflection? Hinahanap kasi natin pala number of coils. So, the number of coils ang hinahanap. So, para makuha natin si number of coils, so deflection is equals to 8. Eat fried chicken, tatlo, nice, good, wow. So, yan yung formula na gagamitin natin. So, syempre, kunin muna natin dito guys, si force. So, paano natin makukuha si force? So, wala tayong force, no? So, makukuha natin using stress. So, stress is equals to 8 KFC may pi d2. So, yun, di natin dito diameter ng 1. So, stress natin 60,000 PSI is equals to 8. Then, yung K natin, so kunin mo muna pala natin si K, no? So, K is equals to 4C minus 1 over 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 over C. Then, si C natin makukuha using mean diameter. So, ilan yung mean diameter natin? 1 inch divided by wire diameter na 1/8. So, C is equals to 8. So, substitute nyo yung C dito, makukuha natin K is 1.18. So, 1.18 times force na hinahanap, then C, 8 divided by pi times diameter ng wire na 1/8 squared. So, makuha natin force dito is equals to 38.99 pounds. Kung pag nakuha natin force dito, makuha natin yung number of coils. So, deflection. So, lang yung deflection natin? 1 inch. So, 1 inch is equal to 8. So, F, 38.99 pounds. Then C natin is 8 raised to 3. Then number of coils divided by G. So ang G natin is 12.5 times 10 raised to 6 times ang DW natin is 1/8. So makuha natin number of coils is equal to 9.8. So equal to 10. So ito na yung sagot natin. So next, so the answer is letter D. So next, 46, which of the following is one of the best methods for increasing the spring's fatigue life? So sa 46, ang sagot dyan is shot pinning. Then 47, so ito, a simply supported steel beam, length of L is equal to 18 inches and diameter of 1 inches is transversely loaded at its midpoint. So calculate the alternating stress component at the midpoint of the beam in PSI if a constant bending load of 2,000 pounds is applied to about one, but its location continuously changes from the midpoint of the beam to about 1/3 of its length based on the left end of the beam for each cycle of load variation. So paano to? So formula ng alternating stress is equals to maximum stress minus minimum stress divided by 2. So yan yung formula, di ba? Maximum minus minimum stress divided by 2. So si maximum stress, makukuha natin using 32M. So 32 times moment or maximum moment per pi d cube. Then si minimum stress naman, makukuha natin using 32 times minimum moment over pi d cube. So paano natin makukuha yung maximum at saka minimum moment? So kung titingnan kasi natin yung ating, so kung illustrate kasi natin yan, so parang ganito yan. Ito yung beam natin, simply supported beam. Then, sabi niya, yung load kasi natin, parang ganito yung itsura ng load yan. Parang triangular load yan. So, ito yung ano natin, yung center natin. Then, 'di ba sa triangle, kapag triangle siya, so itong point ng inertia, center ng ano natin, so yung center ng inertia natin papunta sa taas, so dito sa vertex, is always 2/3 ng length. Then ito naman yung papunta naman sa base is 1/3 ng length. So ganyan siya guys, no? So para makuha natin yung maximum moment, so moment maximum is equals to, syempre kapag ang maximum moment natin is, so FL over 4. So kapag yung force natin is nasa gitna, so FL over 4. So 2,000. So sabi niya kasi its location continuously changes from the midpoint of the beam. So from the midpoint, ito yung maximum. Then minimum naman niya. So minimum kasi, ang pinaka-minimum niya na niyan sa base na. So kung tutusin sa base na siya, yung pinaka-minimum niyan. So medyo baliktad pala yung ano natin dito, no, drawing. So pagbalik pa rin natin. Parang pa ganito pala siya. So parang pa ganyan yung drawing natin. So syempre ito is 2/3. Then ito naman is 1/3. So to about 1/3 of its length based on the left end of the beam. So force FL over 4. So maximum moment natin sa gitna. So, FL over 4. So, ang force natin, ano yung force? 2,000 pounds times length na 18 inches divided by 4. So, ang maximum moment natin dito is 9,000 pounds to inch. Then, ang minimum moment natin dito, guys, is equals to force times ang length na gagamitin natin dito kasi dito nag-appear yung moment minimum. So, dito naman sa center nag-appear yung moment maximum. So, moment minimum is 2/3 times length over 4. So, is equals to force na 2,000 times 2/3 times length na 18 divided by 4. So, makuha nating minimum moment dito is 6,000 pounds to inch. Then, substitute natin para makuha. So, maximum stress of 32 times 9,000 divided by pi. So, times diameter natin na 1 raised to 3. So, maximum stress, 91673.25. Then, ang minimum naman, 32 times 6,000 divided by pi times 1 raised to 3. So, ang minimum stress, 61,115 PSI. Then, makuha natin. So, alternating stress is equals to maximum stress, 91,673.25 minus minimum, 61,115 divided by 2. So, equals 15,279 PSI. So, ganyan lang siya para makuha si maximum o si alternating stress. So, next, 48. So, sa 48, a 100-ton hydraulic jack has an 8 inches diameter piston and cylinder wall thickness of T. Find the appropriate wall thickness if the cylinder is fabricated from high-strength steel having a permissible working stress of 40,000 PSI in ton. So, paano tong number 48? So, para makuha natin, so, wall thickness ang hinahanap, no? So, simple lang formula. This stress is equals to PDI over 2T. So, 2T. Then, syempre, kunin muna natin si pressure. So, pressure is equals to force over area. So, ang force natin, 100 ton times 2,000 pounds per 1 ton divided by area na pi over 4 times diameter na 8 inches squared. So, makukuha natin dito, 100 times 2,000 divided by pi over 4 times 8 squared. So, 3978.87. 3978.87 PSI. Then, makuha natin. So, stress is equals to, so, hinahanap pala natin thickness, no? So, stress natin, 40,000 is PSI is equals to pressure na 3978.87 PSI times diameter or inside diameter na 8 inches divided by 2 times thickness na, so yan yung thickness. So yan yung hinahanap thickness. So makuha natin yung thickness dito is 0.398 inches. So the answer is closest to letter C. So next, 49. So a 2,000 kilogram elevator rises from the rest in the basement to the fourth floor at a distance of 25. As it passes the fourth floor, its speed is 3 meter per second. There is a constant frictional force of 500 newton. So calculate the work done by lifting mechanism. So paano yung gagamitin natin dito, guys? So syempre, para makuha natin yung work is equals to force. So force times distance. So ganyan lang. So para makuha natin yung force is equals to, so kung drawing kasi natin yung ating elevator, so yung elevator is pataas. So pataas yung elevator natin. Then syempre meron tayong weight dyan. Then meron pa tayong reverse effective force na tinatawag. So laging yung reverse effective force is opposite nung motion nung object. So kung pataas yung motion, pababa yung reverse effective force. Then meron pa pala tayo dito na frictional force. So yung frictional force, opposing din yan. So pababa. So para makuha natin yung force dito, so force is equals to weight plus reverse effective force So guys, bali yung frictional force pala natin dito. So opposite dun sa weight. So opposite siya dun sa weight. So ibig sabihin ng frictional force natin is pataas. So kaya ima-minus natin dito yung frictional force. So syempre ang weight natin is mass times gravity. Ang reverse effective force natin is mass times acceleration minus frictional force. So ilan yung mass natin? 2,000 pounds times gravity na 9.81. So, kilogram newton plus mass na 2,000 ulit times acceleration na 3. So, bakit 3 nga pala? So, wala pala tayong acceleration. No? So, yung acceleration natin, makukuha natin using, so Vf squared is equals to Vo squared plus 2As. So, wala tayong initial velocity dahil at rest, so 0. So, Vf natin, so 3 squared is equals to 2 times acceleration times distance. So, ang distance natin 25 meters. So, at a distance of 25 meters, ang acceleration natin is equal to 0.18. So, 0.18. So, subject natin dito, 0.18 minus frictional force na 500. So, kunin natin yung force natin. 2,000 times 9.81 plus 2,000 times 0.18 minus 500. So 19,480. So 19,480 Newton or 19.48 kilonewton. So substitute natin dito, 19.48 kilonewton times distance na 25 meters. So sagot dito is 487 kilojoules. So the answer is letter D. Then next, so number 50. So the clutch system is going to transmit 40 HP between two shafts. One of the shafts is not rotating at the time of coupling. The speed of the rotating shaft is 1,000. The clutch diameters of the disc are 2 inches and 8 inches. The total mass moment of inertia of the system is 20 pounds to inch to second square. So find the time needed to stop the slippage. The friction coefficient between linings is 0.30. So paano natin makuha yung time na to? So 'di ba may formula tayo, torque ng clutch torque is equals to I alpha. So nagdi-divide lang so I alpha tama. So torque is equals to I alpha. So paano to? So kunin muna pala natin si torque no gamit yung power is equals to Tn over factor 63025. So power is 40 is equals to torque times N natin na ilan yung N? Ilan yung N dito? 1,000 over 63025. Then torque is equals to 210.08. So tama ba? 210.08. Check ko. 63025 times 40 divided by 1,000. So 2521. 2521. 2521 inches to pounds. So yan na yung torque natin. Then kunin natin si alpha. So alpha is equals to torque over I. So torque natin 2521 inches to pounds divided by I natin na 20 pounds to inch to second squared. So makacancel dito sa pounds to inch. So makuha natin si alpha. So ang alpha natin is equal to, so ilan to? Divided by 20, 126.05. 126.05. So radians per second squared. So para makuha natin si time, so since may formula tayong WF is equals to WO plus alpha times time, since wala naman tayong given na initial, 0. So ilan yung WF natin? So si WF, ito rin si N. So itong si WF kasi, si N rin yan. Yung given na RPM. So itong 1,000 revolutions per minute times natin ng 2 pi over 60 para maging radians per second. So equals 0 plus alpha times time. So ilan yung alpha natin? Hindi po pala na-substitute, no? So alpha 126.05 radians per second squared times time. So makacancel si ano dito, si second. So matitira na lang dito is seconds. So calculate natin. 1,000 times 2 pi over 60 divided by 126.05. So 0.83 seconds. So the answer is letter D.